today. I'm not one to do such a follow-up so quickly, but because I'm going to be doing a thing called having a life later, and plus low-key grinding Rivals of Aether, the ardent rival feat progress, I might as well do a one-off series inspired by one Joe from Seattle with him reading Steam reviews, except this one is about the Star Wars Battlefront Classic Collection, the very game you fucking thought that I was being negative when it was just a fucking video vlog of me talking about how much Aspire didn't deliver the promise on Coder 2 twice and didn't deliver it twice. And then they did, and I was happy, and those who wanted to play the collection were perfectly fine, but I wasn't going to because I do not like that it didn't have 4-player split screen, regardless of version, when the original Battlefront 2 had such a feat, which this game has some of the best split screen gameplay you can get, and that's that. And at the worst case scenario, we got a Doom 3 BFG edition and Dark Souls Remastered situation. Guess what happened today? Cue the fucking music. No, not that shit. God damn it, who keeps fucking editing this fucking autistic noise? Play the classic Star Wars Battlefront games online and offline in this definitive collection. All reviews, mostly negative. No, not that bullshit, even though it's more Dark Souls-esque.
Perfect.
Over 1,972. Release date March 14th, 2024. You can guess when this video is recorded. Developed and published by Aspire. More like Aspire. One of my inside sources tell me that there are memes of this being made already, but considering I didn't really give it a second thought, considering that Aspire actually released the Tomb Raider collection, which I thought people were fine with, they somehow blummed it up with this shit. Also doesn't help that checking one G-Man Lives, who had to insult ignorant, and I'm not using insult as if it's anything new. Hell, I've done it, until someone got butthurt about it years ago. Looks like the game is 65 gigs, only 4 more away from that nice number. There's about 450 positive reviews, and of course, a lot of fucking negative ones. So, let's just get to it. Oh my god, you said get to it. That's offensive, bro. Fuck off. I'm gonna be mainly focusing on the actual reviews and not just the joke reviews, because one of my biggest problems with Steam reviews is that you can literally write any and every type of review and it's fucking dumb. God forbid I write paragraph waffles, which, what the fuck is a paragraph waffle? And that you could have people review something uberly specific like Nekopara and just write literally porn and it would still be inflating review numbers. But I'll digress. So, let's go ahead and actually look at real reviews and not just bullshit memes. First hour of launch. Only have 3 servers to join. Missing about 200 people rounded up. Seriously, what the fuck is this? I'll update review if I can actually join a lobby. Update. Was only able to join one Heroes vs Villains match and the hero side was completely broken. No one could join the Heroes team, which resulted in no one to fight against. I figured this may have been just a Battlefront 2 issue, so I hopped over to play Battlefront 1 multiplayer. There's 0 servers up for Battlefront 1. Wow. Seriously, how hard is it to launch a working, functioning game? I'll continue to update this review as time goes on. Remember guys, gaming is dead, but also remember, there are a lot of great games that could use a bunch of remasters. Even one commenter said that they're not going to pay $35 for a polished up remaster of a 6th gen game. This is one of the few comments that I actually got that wasn't completely full of cancer aids. But I completely understand if they didn't want to pay money for a 6th gen remaster. I mean, people got mad at Nintendo for remaking Link's Awakening, a game during the Game Boy era, and charging damn near full price at the time. But people still defend that shit because Nintendo went above and beyond. Yeah, try using that same argument with the Demon's Souls remaster and tell me if that shit holds any fucking water. So let me get this straight. You launched this game with only 3 servers on PC, knowing full well people only bought it for that sole reason. which is kind of why buying games solely for online is bullshit. Kind of like with whatever the fuck a Helldivers 2 is. Seriously. I'd rather just play the original despite damn well knowing that the original was a fucking twin-stick shooter, but at least can play the twin-stick shooter forever. In this game, once those servers are dead or the fucking online shuts down, kind of like with Battleborn, guess what? You can't play it anymore. But remember, it's the best shit ever. Whatever. Peak Comedy Gold. Easy refund. What a disappointment. Update. After 2 hours, they finally launched the servers, and they are terrible. Horrible ping, stuttering, and by tomorrow, cheaters will be rampant. Nice. I can't wait for this game to have the same fucking netcode and stability as with the Dark Souls online servers. Remember that shit? Remember that bullshit with people being able to legitimately break your computers and someone also getting my fucking case about that? Good fucking times, bro. And the fact that someone's doing the same shit with Armored Core of all things, you fucking people are more desperate than people who legitimately simp for fictional polygon feet. You fucking creeps. Concerning trend lately in the industry of smaller teams being brought by larger parents, contracted and licensed products like this and completely missing the ball. Licensed a PC port to subsidiary that specializes in Mac and Linux ports. Proof is in the pudding. No servers? Seriously, what fucking retarded meme is this from a movie that actually is pretty good from what I hear, but is now degraded to such I'll digress. You're repurchasing what might as well amount to an AI upscale of Battlefront 1 and 2 with no additions if not alterations made for the worst. Weren't they adding the DLC that was in the Xbox version? And the same with the original Battlefront? I don't know, I don't care. At this point, I'll just play the original versions, mainly for that sweet split-screen gameplay. Gonna go ahead and go on a side tangent, which might go into a full featured-length film tangent, but good old SolarPeak, who not only wants to keep responding to me in a locked account on X Twitter of all things, but legitimately being part of the problem that I'm hating because of a lack of 4-player split screen, like I'm never gonna have people at my house willing to play Battlefront 2 2005, crying emoji, I emoji. Yeah, because that fucking emoji gives me a gay time. Not that gay. There you go. By this logic, you would be a hater if you were to somehow criticize Halo the Master Chief Collection if it only included 2-player split screen for all the Halo games, even though Halo is known for having some of the best 4-player split screen gameplay before online basically took over with the sequel, and is a mainstay in the Halo series. Which is exactly why Halo 5 and Halo Infinite failed, even if people want to go on about how Halo 5's multiplayer is fun, or that Halo 5's console exclusive custom game / forge mode is fun, and that Halo Infinite's multiplayer slaps and is fun. I think having split screen would actually give the game more longevity, but something that was promised but wasn't delivered is still shit at the end of the day. Whatever, I'm not going to get into that bullshit because this is not the point of the fucking video. But seriously, dude, if you're going to leave comments, at least don't fucking hide behind a locked account. That kind of makes you look like a pussy. Just being honest. Like I do with the people who comment on my shit. I ask for criticism, I give it. But don't fucking accuse me of writing paragraph waffles when I'm breaking down your bullshit. Now, back to the real shit. It's the little things that break the experience for me. The objective complete sound from the original seems to be missing. Nice. The victory and defeat sounds are oddly slowed or pitch shifted. It's really odd. You're a fucking hater. Seriously, if I were to complain about stuff like this, I'll be told that I'm over-exaggerating. Like one of my closest friends legitimately getting my case about how I complained that Halo Infinite's biomes are fucking copy and pasted, or that it's all just a bunch of green, when fucking Actman said the same goddamn thing. I guess him and I actually have something in fucking common for once. Okay, note to self, make sure you have Audacity running because otherwise the Audacity will just cease to work. I was going to go on about other Steam reviews, but I don't feel like re-recording that, so fuck it. I'm just going to go ahead and give my final thoughts on this whole ordeal. Going back to my previous point before the crash, Actman actually did say that, and I'll go ahead and play the clip.
In Infinite's 15-mission campaign, we essentially have 3 environments.
But remember, I'm the one that has to stop over-exaggerating, and especially because if the game is fine, who gives a shit? I did look at other reviews mentioning that they took out iconic loading sounds. I guarantee goddamn to you that if I were to say something like that, I would just be told that I'm just complaining about a fucking nothing burger. It's almost as if some of these things actually make the game give more life than what it already has. I honestly really feel bad that I legitimately said that this collection was worth their $35, but I guess I was actually wrong. That I'll take the L on. But for everyone assuming that I was being a negative piece of shit, go fuck yourself, and I sincerely mean that. Seriously. Let's go ahead and end this on an actual good note and look at the comments that I got. Not including responses, of course, because I just feel it's a waste of time. Who asked, though? Because I felt the need to give my initial thoughts on the game, which I didn't think would turn out to be this big of a fucking dumpster fire. Seriously, I have to love these YouTube spectators. Who asked? You could literally write that on any fucking video talking about anything. Who asked? Yeah, great fucking mindset. A moment of silence for the rest of negativity, bro. Don't be hating on Star Wars Battlefront, bro. Bro think he's fucking Nana from Akiba's Trip 2. How fucking funny. What the fuck is so wrong with having a moment of silence for one Akira Toriyama, who created one of the most influential Japanese animations of all time, and manga, whatever. Seriously, what the fuck is so wrong with having a video that's not even monetized, by the way, just having an actual moment of silence for a dude who died due to unforeseen consequences? Not to try to make this into a funny bit, but seriously, I can't believe the audacity of some people thinking that just because I so happen to make an intro that just so happens to have a little extra padding, which just so happens to involve a moment of silence for the fallen, means that I'm on the equivalent of when good old Philip Burnell, aka Darkside Phil of DSP Gaming Network, had to do some bullshit with Robin Williams and make money off of it. And especially the catalyst of him losing his fucking friends, one John Rambo and Howard of Respect the Pack, because he had to monetize one of his weekend previews mentioning one of his friends that died and just basically make money off of it. You are an actual piece of shit thinking that I'm on the same level as fucking DSP. And speaking of well-known content creators, someone brought up that they never heard of Quantum TV, which is fucking funny to me, because last I checked, Quantum TV made a shitty review of Elden Ring, and while you could argue that his points are complete nonsense, had he not done the bullshit that he did and just, not do some bullshit, and I think it mainly started with Mischief, which, by the way, I don't care for, and I don't really think he's that interesting, nor is he funny, nor is he worth the attention, and I don't know what the fuck he's doing, provided he's not in any serious harm. I don't think anyone would have cared, but because they did the bullshit, especially with One Act Man, how could you possibly not know of this? You must be living under a rock, or you don't get out much, which is kind of ironic. I'll gladly pay for a $30 re-release of a game I love versus $100 for most modern games. Unfortunately, this comment hasn't really aged that well, but with comments like this, I can't get too mad because obviously they're not trying to be hurtful and or, not trying to start some shit. This is the main event I wanted to talk about, actually. This video is actually trash. Crying emoji. I don't mean to sound like that I can't take criticism, but if you're actually going to leave a fucking comment and not actually elaborate why, and then I actually break down the points which you should have fucking written in the first place, and then proceed to spin it into something that makes me look like the twisted narrative, you are an actual piece of shit, and why I refer to these people who want to make so many fucking rules for themselves as if what I used to do back when I used to play board games and make up little random rules on the fucking spot just to gain myself the advantage. Why the fuck is this mindset okay? Shit. I ask for criticism, which is good. I break down the criticism, like I always do. Every fucking comment I write when I want to say something, I fucking say it. And then I get this shit. Yeah, don't fucking talk to me about spinning narratives when you literally have people who do what now on YouTube? Going back to one Toriyama-san one more time, I would not be surprised if there was a fucking J-Station situation where someone tries to use his name for fucking clout. Dude, you are corny, with me obviously responding in a obviously joking manner, which of course this dude to put in his fucking 2 cents as if that's the whole fucking point. Cool opinionated response. Nice youngin'. I wonder what that stands for. It's almost obvious that I'm being a fucking wise ass, but somehow me being creative on the spot is somehow me being fucking corny, which is funny to me. You double down and make yourself look corny, dude. Wow, that's so fucking insightful. Yeah, I'm a hater of Battlefront 2 because there was maybe a couple things that I didn't like, mainly with the fact that I wasn't very fond of the game only having 2-player split screen. Which I know a lot of games are like that nowadays, but when the original version had functional 4-player split screen, you think it would actually come back. And even if it didn't have it, which 2 is still fine, I did grow up with the PS2 version after all, more is better. And these games have some of the best split screen gameplay known to man, and even having Galactic Conquest with 4 people, you know there's gonna be fucking parties with this. But because of this fucking botched collection, I can't even imagine the fucking console versions, dude. If the PC port is this fucking bad, we're going to be getting videos probably from G-Man Lives and even Inferno Plus to a point.
It's fine on consoles. This is true, and I said as much in my original video. The console releases are generally improved over the original versions, and they are the only versions available for those platforms. If you only own a PS4 or a Switch, and you aren't a PC gamer, then DSR is a decent purchase. Especially if you haven't played the game before. But for those of us who still own their old consoles, or like to play on PC, it's completely worthless.
I should say too that this video is more for people playing Doom 3 on the PC. I mean, if you own this version on the Xbox 360 or the PlayStation 3, or if you're getting it now for the PlayStation 4, the Xbox One, or the Switch, well, you don't really have any other choice. In fact, if that's the case, then you probably don't even need to waste your time watching this video, because I doubt I'm going to say anything all that useful or relevant.
You pretty much suck with it until they fix it, which they probably will, and it'll get praised for releasing this collection, like with Cyberpunk 2077 and No Man's Sky, being overpriced piece of shit releases, one indie and one not so indie, but because they actually fixed it, that they are finally seen as great games, even though they should have fucking launched and actually worked simultaneously. People say that gaming is dead, which is technically not even true, but people think that AAA developers are the only fucking people who actually ruin games. Let's not even talk about the fact that there are actual indie games who not only market their games as free, but you have to subscribe to their Patreon in order to actually access fuller versions of these games. If that doesn't sound like a shitty development cycle, then I don't know what is. Nice. I actually got a fucking response from the dude who actually replied to me. I'm actually gonna do this shit live. You ready for this, autistic pieces of shit? Look, I've already made my points. I'm not continuing this argument because I can't be asked to type another paragraph. It's just cringy response after cringy response from you. I got half a mind to legitimately block this dude, but I really do not want to make a repeat situation like I did with the Advance Wars reboot camp bullshit. So I'll just let bygones be bygones. You literally wrote paragraph waffles, going by his definition, and then when I actually responded, I'm the one that is considered twisting words around when I literally broke down his points. So I'm going to go ahead and dissect this, and then I'll be off, because I can't be bothered to do this shit anymore. And I'm also wasting time, which I hate doing. Especially with Sister Freed, anyway. First of all, you put in the description if anyone criticizes you that they are an ass. Oh, don't twist words around. Don't put words in people's mouths. Don't let people be happy. Okay, let me calm down. I said, if this comes off as me being negative, you're an ass. Being negative. Criticism. Assumptions much? But I'm the one that's making assumptions. You also have a ridiculous pause in the middle of the video. I get the reason, but it is just a bit stupid, considering it's a YouTube video and not a funeral. I know it's extremely harsh, but I just think there are better ways to pay respect. Not a long pause that seems like it's just trying to increase video length. That's probably not what you're doing, but it's a possibility. Yet I'm the one who can't make assumptions, but you have spectators who literally assumed and make conclusions that I'm doing something which is not even intentional. Dude, if you look up moment of silence length, it says approximately 1 minute. And I actually purposely trimmed down the moment of silence so that it wouldn't drag on. And yet I still got this fucking response. Akira Toriyama is not just some niche animator. He made fucking Dragon Ball. I can't say that I'm the biggest Dragon Ball fan. I'm not really the biggest fan of Xenoverse 2. But for me to deny such a man having a moment of silence in a video that was going to upload, how is this me being an asshole like with DSP and fucking Robin Williams? It's disgusting. It is legitimately disgusting. What the fuck is so wrong with having a moment of silence for a dude who impacted the fucking world since the fucking 80s, dude? You also take absolutely ages to get to the point, which is getting increasingly annoying as a lot of YouTubers do it, and it's simply frustrating. Which, I actually completely agree. I will actually agree with this dude that it is a problem of mine and I hope to improve on. So, I will actually take the L in this instance and hopefully improve. Is that so fucking hard to mention instead of making assumptions? Alright? The main thing is that the fact you won't accept criticism. I fucking hate this goddamn argument every fucking time. The main way a channel grows is from fair and unfair criticism. If you look at all the rants that I've done, most of it is mostly fair criticism. When I ranted about the Scott Pilgrim vs. the World video, talking about how that re-release of a game is literally a time capsule, was that me being unfair? Or when I ranted about the Advance Wars reboot camp, how people were actually being unfair, was that me being unfair? Was that me not letting people be happy? Was that me just blindly hating just for the sake of hating? Or what about when I ranted about Sonic Origins and Sonic Origins Plus, or Elden Ring, or how people literally crap on Code Vein calling it Anime Souls, even though Demon Souls and Dark Souls and even other From Software games are literally inspired by other anime works, including one Berserk, which even Kentaro Miura, who passed away, I think a year or two ago now, still tragic, even though I know nothing of Berserk, but I know a lot of people like it. Is that me not accepting criticism? Is that me saying that I just can't let people be happy and enjoy things? You just can't get mad at people for saying an opinion you don't agree with, which is complete bullshit, by the way. I get mad at people who can't even leave proper criticism, like most sane people would do. This video is actually trash. That's not helping anything. That doesn't help me grow as a channel. That doesn't help anyone. You just leaving comments like that is not going to help anyone. I don't claim to make smart content like one Yomas Yalf said, but I think I put in more effort in ranting than most people who bother to do this shit, even for a living. And I've said this before, and I'm going to say this again. I make rants on things that I feel I can put in my own 2 cents in. And if I can't find a way to make it unique without having to steal other people's opinions, then I don't want to do it. Okay? I like to make rants and other types of videos whenever I get the time to do them, because it's something that I enjoy fucking doing. Not trying to get attention, not trying to get clout or anything. Yes, it would be nice if more of the videos I made actually get retention, whether it's bullshit negativity like this, in my other works. I worked my fucking ass off on my Elden Ring tangent, and it sucks that it didn't get attention, but whatever. I enjoy doing it. But I also like to have a point and throw in my own 2 cents. And if people actually loved criticism instead of just saying this video is garbage, then that's, to me, a success. Because I actually put in work, and all I ask is a little compensation by having criticism or a job well done. Like with my Silent Hill 2 remake video. I didn't expect that to get the success that it did, so I consider that a fucking W. How do you know you're right in the first place? Nobody is fucking right on the fucking internet. Not even my opinion. But I at least still have fucking feedback and actual criticism, and not just saying this video is fucking garbage. I didn't actually get past that point of video because I found it boring. So you even finish it and you make assumptions. Nice job, Ask for YouTube 1212. Nice fucking job assuming, but then getting mad at me for assuming things. You are a fucking hypocrite. I also like how the fucking video or comment got 5 likes. This video is actually trash. That's not fucking criticism, by the way. Oh my god, you're criticizing comments. You're not gonna grow like that. Fuck off. I'm actually pissed off, and I've been pissed off since my fucking stream I did last night where someone acted on my fucking case about that. You say it took me 10 hours to write. It took me about 2 minutes. It's not what I meant. It took you 10 hours to respond, even if it took you 2 minutes to respond. If you left the comments saying why this video was whatever, I would have been fine with it. I would have disagreed, but it would have been nice to get some actual feedback. You also give a silly nickname for yourself, which is quite possibly the corniest shit I ever heard. Sounds like something Drake would say. You mean Drake Bell, right? You know, the dude who was sentenced to that prison video, whatever. Depressing. Oh, I think he means the musical rapper. Whatever. Also, you just wrote multiple paragraphs of absolute waffle. What the fuck is a paragraph waffle? Also, who the fuck is Quantum TV? What? I already fucking mentioned this, moving on. You also disagree with something I said, then proceed to waffle about a bunch of stuff I never mentioned or you just misquoted me. How the fuck did I misquote this motherfucker? Let's go back and break down what I misquoted him. I put in the description. That's the main point I mentioned. It was technically a joke, but I was also being kind of serious. I said negative, not taking criticism. That's main point number 1. Main point number 2 is the intro, aka the memoriam segment. I also put in timestamps in the video, by the way, because obviously people don't know what the fucking description is. Point number 3, the fact I take too long to get to points. Also true. Which I even said, I'll agree. And it's a fault of mine. What the fuck is taking accountability for one's actions and hoping to improve? Point number 4. The opinion of mine is right or whatever. That's main point number 4. How the fuck did I misquote this motherfucker? And you happen to not like my video, fine. But leaving this video is actually trash crying emoji without elaboration is not fucking criticism. And he finds me boring and I explain points in a dragged out waffly way. Because writing fucking paragraphs in waffles is certainly a way to get a fucking job or anything. Didn't teachers used to teach students that if you want a good essay, you actually have to write things and explain things? I don't like leaving simple paragraphs or one-worded sentences. That doesn't fucking help anything, okay? Even point for point breaking down each of the parts. That one Cyblade, when he did his Sonic Forces playthrough, I left comments in most if not all the parts explaining the things I didn't like about the game. And I know he's into the game, which is fine. I don't mean to completely bring up this random bullshit, but I don't like leaving simple comments like that. This video is actually trash. This character is actually trash. This level is actually trash. That's not fucking criticism. And what's fucking funny is that people actually have the gall to complain about 10-hour essays on fucking YouTube, but can't be bothered to watch an 8-minute video. 6 if you don't want to count the memoriam segment, which is fine, because obviously people sure love to pay respects in such clout-chasing ways, right? This is fucking stupid. Like, I'm actually angry at not only the comments I got from this shit, a simple video log of me just explaining more or less that I'm disappointed that the game is not having 4-player split screen, which is even in the fucking thumbnail. But fuck others for doing this stupid shit like with Virgil from Devil May Cry, where they literally have a fucking not safe for work image and you see fucking Virgil fucking plastered in there because funny, horny memes or whatever. That's not clickbait? Then what the fuck is this? I have to say I'm honestly disappointed in the reception of this. Not even the other videos I've done up to this point have gotten such fucking piss poor reception. But I suppose it is still reception nonetheless. But even for a video that I clearly intended to not be a negative rant, has somehow spun into a negative rant. These fucking spectators, dude. I'm just gonna fucking stop before I have a fucking aneurysm over this crap. I'm gonna end this video with a paraphrase quote for one of my favorite fictional villains of all time. And if you've been living under a rock as far as uploads go, you really need to fucking expand one's horizons or check out my other videos. Shameless plug aside, and now, the featured quote.
Good riddance, pathetic fools. You have served me poorly. When this is finished, I